There are concerns that delays by the US drug maker Pfizer is undermining Europe's fight against the coronavirus. The company says it's updating its manufacturing process, and that is slowing down deliveries. It comes as the death toll from the virus continues to rise in Europe. Here in France, the death toll has just passed 70,000, and France and Italy are among those tightening restrictions this weekend to try and bring down the spread of the virus. Well, to talk more about that, I'm joined by Oksana Piaget, a lecturer at UCL and a global health advisor. Thanks for joining us on France 24. Now, Pfizer says that there will be about a week's delay before deliveries resume as normal. How much of a setback is that for Europe?
Well, it's looking that for the first quarter, there isn't going to be an initial knock-on effect for all countries. But down the line, certainly, there is much anxiety amongst many health ministers in terms of what this means for their vaccine targets, particularly as now there's even greater pressure to ensure that vaccines are administered as quickly as possible to as many people as possible due to these new variants. So that's a real pressure as well on top of potential delays. However, this is something that we should expect more of, not just from Pfizer, but from all of these other companies that are also producing vaccines. And currently we have Moderna as well as AstraZeneca, Oxford vaccine, etc. This is the largest pharmaceutical allocation process that has ever been undertaken in history. So it would be unreasonable to think that there aren't going to be these types of bumps in the road and more as we try to vaccinate the world.
Even before this delay, though, there was criticism, wasn't there, of the EU strategy? I mean, when you look at per 100 people, 0.6 have been vaccinated in France compared with 5.9 in the UK and 3.7 in the United States. The EU is far behind. Why is the rollout so slow here?
Certainly, I think there are a variety of factors at play, and I think what the US and the UK are doing to help speed up this vaccination process is to make it as easy as possible for individuals to access that vaccine. In the US, not only are pharmacists playing a critical role in your community pharmacy, only 10 minutes away. These are at almost every street corner. People are invited to receive their vaccine via their GPs. They receive a letter instructing them that they can go there or they can go towards a mass vaccination sites. And really leveraging that existing infrastructure. Already community pharmacies deliver flu vaccines every year. So they have that training. They have the workforce. Really, we should be looking to utilize as many people as possible, all hands on deck who are qualified. And there's even temporary regulation that has been introduced in Canada to allow pharmacy students, other healthcare students to vaccinate healthcare workers and remove that burden. So really, it has been quite an aggressive strategy. Even in the UK, there's a pilot now to allow for 24/7 round the clock access to vaccination centers. And so that will also reach people who have unconventional working hours, etc. So it really has to be something that isn't treated just as your regular flu campaign. This has to be much more at people's doorsteps and a much more aggressive encouragement of people to be able to get that. So I think a long way to go. It hasn't been perfect anywhere. And unfortunately, we are seeing even vaccines going to waste. And they're a precious resource as well. So we definitely want to be thinking through the logistics more.
Yeah, absolutely. And what are your thoughts on vaccine passports? This is an idea that's going around as a way of allowing governments to determine who can cross borders, in that if you have had your vaccine, you can travel more freely than someone who hasn't.
Well, certainly, I think already we have something called an immunization record. That's part of your standard healthcare record. So any childhood vaccines, any other, let's say, travel vaccines, yellow fever, that would be all documented in a place already. And I think towards the future, this idea does have merit. But at this particular point, I had mentioned how dangerous this variant is. For example, Ireland, which was one of the best performing countries in Europe in terms of suppressing the virus, quickly had a full turnaround due to imported cases in Ireland of the UK variant B117. And as a result, they're facing absolute pressure and crisis because it's spreading so quickly. So at this stage where we're really behind on vaccination, where we have a variant that is moving faster and is more transmissible, this means that we should be discouraging travel. And this idea of a vaccine passport I think it sends the wrong message. I think there should be very limited circumstances in which people are traveling internationally, and that this vaccine passport idea should be implemented when we are in a more stable situation, because things can turn around very quickly as these variants enter the borders, and then we will be in a position. Right now, France is in a better position than the UK, but that could change very quickly.
Oksana Piatek, thank you very much.
Thank you.